But now let me move on to the next story, and it is a video. Now, everybody has seen this. And shout out to Afro Elite because he actually did a live stream talking about this PC teacher down in Texas who let it all hang out, let it rip, and basically told these students in his classroom, where some of them were black, about how his race is so superior. But the golden thing about this video is how this black student held his own and literally was checking this guy. But let me go ahead and play it.
Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Oh,
Wait, no, let me finish.
so white is better than all.
No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I think everybody thinks that, they're just not honest about
Hey,
it.
I'm not racist though. I like all types of kinds.
Did I say I don't like people?
People only think
Wait,
that.
so you said you are what? You are
You
racist?
saying you're like
You're
I think
racist?
everybody's a racist at that level.
No, but you said you are racist. Correct?
I did. Yeah, I'm
Say
trying to
it.
be
Yes,
honest.
I'm racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it enough.
So you're
I
racist.
think I slightly told you to stop speaking.
Put your phone up.
I respected you.
I'm
I
putting the
actually
phone up.
respected you for a while, but like
I'm putting the
now
phone out.
I don't even got no more respect for you.
Put it up.
Yeah, for real. I don't think I got respect for him no more, bro.
You know, you should have more respect.
All right, so y'all just heard that right there. What I thought was also very interesting is how when the teacher said what he said, pay attention to him in particular. He didn't react. The rest of it, when he said what he said, all the other students like, oh, I can't believe he said that. Oh, wow. The black kid, he just sat there and just like stared this man like dead in his eyes, like he was like locked in his eyes when he said that, almost as if he wasn't shocked that he said it, almost as if he probably knew, but he was just waiting for him to actually say it. Then you had the other black student, the other black boy, come over and sit in the chair, like right in front of him, and just start questioning him. Now, notice that this guy tried to use the Jedi mind trick and try to say that I'm not a racist for what I just said. That's why black people, especially young black people, and I have to give kudos to these two black boys in particular, don't think that a PC person can't be racist if they're not calling you the N-word, or saying that they're going to lynch you or anything like that their ancestors were used to say. Don't think that it just stops right there, with especially with that word. They knew that this guy was a dub S when he said about his race being ethnocentric. They knew then, before he said anything else. When he said that, they already knew. Makes you wonder, who are they watching? They could be watching us. You never know. You'll be surprised who's watching us. I remember I told y'all when we was talking about the rally, one of my subscribers said that their grandkids looked at me or watching me. Granted, if I look at my analytics, teenagers aren't my biggest demographic. Hell, even people in their 20s aren't my biggest demographic. My biggest demographic are those who are like middle-aged. But there are some people in there who are watching. But also, I have to give kudos to their parents, because their parents obviously are exposing them to some stuff for them to pick this up. It's a lot of kids out here who are unaware and would have just let this slide, but they didn't. They pressed him to the point where he kind of had to fall back a little bit to saying, get off your phone. And they even said, I used to have respect for you. They told him at the end, I used to have respect for you, but now I don't anymore. And in this same moment, they got their wake-up call. This might have been the first time that they have ever been exposed to racism in real time. Granted, it's not as brutal, thank God, as it could be when a lot of people get their wake-up calls. But they got the covert version of it. This guy was being covert with it. He was being covert and overt at the same time. He was being covert in a sense that he was speaking in a calm tone and he wasn't yelling or being aggressive. But he was being overt when he said that he believes that his race is the superior race. And he was bold enough to tell this to a class full of kids where most of them aren't even PC. Because I saw black kids in there. I see one that looks like he's Hispanic or Latino. I saw an Asian in there. None of these kids, or most of these kids, aren't even white. He is in the minority based on his camera angle, but he felt bold enough to tell them that. And you could tell that was on his heart. He was ready to say it. He didn't mince his words. He didn't stutter. He didn't hesitate. But I'm glad that the young, like, look at him. He is locked in. Like, he's not even laughing. Because you can see the disappointment on his face. He probably really liked this teacher. And his whole world probably came crashing down that day when he saw that. That's why they said there needs to be a lot more black teachers in these schools, or homeschool your kids altogether. And this is in Texas. Maybe he got the memo that the PC population in Texas was dwindling, and now he's upset. Let me skip ahead a little bit more. Let me just play it.
You are racist. Saying you're like
I
you're
think
racist.
everybody's a racist at that level.
No, you said you are racist. Correct?
I did. Yeah, I'm trying to be honest.
Yes, I'm racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it enough.
So you're
I
racist.
think I slightly saw you.
Let me roll it back
I'm
again.
racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it.
You are racist. Correct? You're
I think
racist.
everybody's a racist at that level.
No,
Now look at what he tried to do right here. Good thing I ran it back because I missed this. The kid asked him, said, "So you're a racist?" He said, "No, but I believe everybody is." No. That was him trying to backpedal. That was his trying to give himself a get out of jail free card. Let me play that part again.
I like all types of
Did
comments.
I say I don't like people?
People only think
wait.
that.
So you said you are.
He's trying to use reverse psychology on them. He's trying to make it seem like they didn't hear what he just said. He's trying to do the reverse psychology thing on kids. Like they're stupid, like they're dumb. But they already got wind of it when he said it the first time, but then he's trying to reword it in a way that to make it seem like they didn't hear it. That's why he got upset with the phone thing. But see, because it's gone viral, 5.7 million views, because it's gone viral, he can't get out of it, and didn't get out of it because he got fired. And hopefully so fired to the point where he cannot get another teaching job in the county, in the city, or in the state of Texas, or anywhere for that matter. Take away his teaching license where he can't teach anywhere else ever again.
What? You are racist. Saying you're like you're
I
racist.
think everybody's a racist at that level.
No, you said you are racist. Correct?
I did. Yeah.
He said that I believe everyone is a racist at that level. And he said, "So you are a racist?" And he said, "Yeah."
I'm trying to be honest.
Yes, I'm racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it enough.
So you're
I
racist.
think I slightly saw you. Stop speaking.
Yes, you
Put your phone up.
I respected you.
I'm
I
putting the
actually
phone up.
respected you for a while, but like
I'm putting the
now,
phone up.
I find it also very interesting too, and I don't know if this was on accident or intention, but I think it might have been. It was just it just is what it is. That the two black boys both have on black shirts and black pants, and they both have locks. Look like little starter locks. I thought that was a very interesting. There's just the little things, little nuanced things that I'm picking up as I'm looking, or examining through this video. But definitely, shout out to these two boys for checking him and not standing down and letting him try to skate out of it either. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Stay Positive said no one ever forgets that wake-up call. I know I didn't. I did a whole story time about my first one. Jay Bear said his people are superior, but your people gets lice like a dog gets fleas. And y'all remember that video I did about the lice? Ugh, that stuff makes me itch. It says AE. This is pointed out how the school didn't fire him immediately. By the way, I bet they probably didn't. And you know what it was? It was the pressure from the people that most likely made them fire him. They didn't want to play him. Want to fire him. But the pressure from the people is what made him do it. And that's why we as black people need an anti-hate crime bill on the books, because if he said that, first off, he would have been hesitant to say it. If this, if it worked out the way that it's supposed to, he would have been hesitant to say it or not say it at all. But if he did, it wouldn't take much pressure from us to get him fired. It would just happen. Nate blasted, imagine him saying that in one of these urban schools in DC, Compton, and Chicago. Yeah, they would pack him up. They would get him up out of there before the school system could get him out. Jay Bear says black folk better stop shaming these caves into hiding their racist thoughts. Let them talk, but it's up to us to practice black pride and wear your blackness like a badge of honor, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking through some of the comments, like the comments are just rolling in right now, and I agree with everything that everybody is saying. But yeah, shout out to these two boys right here in particular for saying something. Because honestly, the best part of this video is their reactions and how they responded back to him. The video is trash because of the teacher, but the best part of the video is the two black boys who responded to him in the way that they did. That was some on code behavior, because they could have just let that slide. Like I said before, they could have just let that slide and went back to doing their work, and we can pretend like he didn't just say what he said. Maybe there is hope for the future.